the fuck is that guy?
I make my own moves, yeah, I'm bossing.
All weak bitches, please proceed to the exit.
Is there no one else? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
We are not for the weak.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Not for the Week. It's your boy James.
What's up, guys? It's Fuckboy Fitness.
Fuckboy Fitness.
It's Fuckboy Fitness.
You've actually changed your Instagram, so now people need to know that you're actually he's made the move.
So we're making things happen. That's literally my handle on Instagram. Am I being shadow banned for it? Maybe.
Potentially.
Potentially.
Fuck is a very polarizing word, dude.
Yeah. I want to talk about that for a second. I want to talk about something. It's been on my mind this morning.
Okay.
Got some tea I want to spill.
Okay.
After I take a sip of this bang. Hang on.
And Jeremy's not with us today because Jeremy is working like a responsible adult, but he will be back next week. So stay tuned for that.
Don't worry, he's still with us.
He's still with us. We haven't fired him.
He's not been fired.
He's just been a busy boy.
He's been a busy guy. He's working. He's slinging cars.
Making some paper.
He sold us both cars.
Yeah.
So. But no, I wanted to say that being a fuckboy, being the fuckboy that I am,
King of the fuckboys.
King of the fuckboys. I have an issue with people who, this circles back to, I got a message a little while back. I will not nameth his name. I don't have a problem with this guy at all, but I got a message from a guy and he said, he played back one of my stories and I can't remember what it was. I think it might've been a story. I'll go in and look, but it was a few weeks ago. Played back one of my stories and he was basically like, oh yes, like something about like kind of, being a fuckboy or being egotistical. Like you have to carry on the alter ego is what he said. Like basically insinuating that who I am on my social media isn't really like how I am in person. And what I want to let you guys all know is the funny thing is I feel like how I am on my this guy doesn't really know me in person that well. He's like sees me at the gym every once in a while, but how I am on my social media, whether or not people like this or not, that's kind of how I fucking actually am. Like I feel like how I am, like which I think, for not just speaking about me, but speaking about other people, like I think that shows that you are who you are. Then you're real, you're genuine. You know what I mean? Maybe sometimes I'll say things that are just like funny or I'm joking.
You'll just go a little outrageous.
Yeah.
You'll play into the joke a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. But I think like basically where I wanted to go with that is no, like that's actually who I am. And like, I'm just kind of tired of seeing people on like social media who are just like fake as fuck or like act hard as fuck on social media. And then you meet them and you're like, dude, shut up. That's not you. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's, you know what I mean? Like just be who you are. You know what I mean? If you want to if you want to fucking spice things up or, play like, or be like kind of, comical on social media or be a little bit of a joker or whatever, say whatever. That's fine. I do that.
Yeah.
But just be who you are. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
The problem is it's genuinely like easy to it's fairly easy to tell when someone is being genuine because it comes across. Like I feel like even though it's like words and photos, like I feel like it's genuinely it's somewhat easy to recognize like, oh, that seems a little forced.
Yeah.
And the problem is like sometimes you see something and you're like, there's no way that's real. Like
right.
They probably see you in the gym and then you're taking your like juicy like boomerang or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, there's no way this guy's that much of a douchebag.
Right.
And we're like, yeah, no, Wes is that guy.
Yeah.
Wes is that guy.
Yeah, and it's okay.
Clearly he doesn't listen to the podcast because that's fucking you, bro.
No, I know. Like it was, I don't know. And it is what it is. Whatever, dude. It's just, it is. I think the funny thing, and I think what a lot of like people find even funnier about me is the fact that I will openly be like, yeah, no, dude.
No, you admit
like,
that.
You know what I mean? Like, I think, you want to know.
And that almost makes you a little bit less of a fuckboy though. Cause I feel like true fuckboys
don't admit it.
Don't realize that they're being fuckboys.
I was actually just
Like
gonna
you have
say
that self-realization, like,
Yeah.
oh, this is a really fuckboy thing to do.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna do it anyway. It's
like
you still do it.
It's almost like I'm a mature, I'm a veteran, I'm a mature fuckboy. I'm like the gray wolf. What does that mean?
You're a veteran of the fuckboy wars.
I am a veteran of the fuckboy wars. Did you see my screenshot that I posted on my story? And I was like, look at is this what I'm competing against? It's like 3 dudes. It was like 3 guys. Like 2 of the accounts I'm pretty sure were like inactive, had like 0. I'm pretty sure like 2 of the accounts were like accounts that people have like as secondary accounts.
People for sure, because we've been talking about fuckboy fitness for a while. Like Jeremy and I, we brought that up like months and months ago.
Yeah.
Like before the first time you were even on the fucking, or no, it was probably the first time you were on the podcast. And, so I guarantee you somebody made that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because now you have to be fuckboy.fitness.
I know. I'm kind of a little. I might have to change it again.
You should message them and see if you can buy that account.
Buy it off them like $20 bucks. I'll Venmo you $20.
Yeah,
Give me that shit.
It really depends. Like, are you actually going to make shirts and shit for it? So
there's going to be like some.
Are you actually going to make some merch for it? If you're not going to monetize it at all, then don't buy it.
I'm like, homie, I'm actually trying to like potentially make a brand here that I think I've already gotten like numerous, not like a ton, but I've already gotten like numerous messages about people that are like, hey, I'll fucking rock that shit. Like I will wear that shit.
Dude. Oh, it's gonna sell.
Yeah,
dude, it's funny because speaking of like buying an account, like, so I reached because like I tried to get my name James Mooney on Instagram, and there's a guy over in like the UK.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, like when I first tried to get it back in like 2013, maybe 2014, like he never posted. He had like 1 or 2 photos, and they were like super shitty. Like, this is my breakfast, and it was like a blown out photo of like some sausage.
3 likes.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, let me buy your account. And he kept leaving me. He left me on red for the longest time. And I was like, oh my God, this guy. And now he actually is posting on it. I'm like, well, now he's for sure not going to sell it to me.
Yeah.
But then when we were starting Blast House like a couple months ago, we wanted Blast House on like Instagram. Like that, we wanted that as our social media handle, right? Just at Blast House. And there is a at Blast House already.
What is it?
It's like it's some music recording studio in like Tennessee or some shit.
Pretty well known. Pretty good.
No.
Yeah.
So it's a small account.
Okay.
So we messaged the guy. Or actually Mike messaged the guy and was like, hey man, like we're starting up a brand.
Yeah.
We would really like your social media handle.
Yeah.
Could we buy it from you? And shit you. So, but before we messaged the guy, we looked at his account, right?
Yeah.
Hadn't posted anything in like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Right. And it wasn't like great content. Like it was almost like it was this guy's personal page, but he was also using it for his business kind of thing. Like it had pictures of like his dog and like cat or like, I don't know. It had some weird shit on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're like, oh yeah, he hasn't used it in a year and a half. Like we'll offer him a couple $100.
Yeah.
He'll sell it to us.
Yeah.
Right. Like why would you not?
Right.
Like how attached can you be to that name if you're not using it?
Yeah.
So we messaged the dude and emailed the dude, hey, we're trying to start a brand, like to buy your account. Would you be interested in doing that?
Yeah.
The guy's like, well, I have a very established brand name. Oh, no, what he said. I have a very established brand name, and I take great pride in my social media account and all the content that I've carefully curated for it.
Oh my God.
But then he was like, that being said, everything has a price. Okay. And we were just like, fuck this guy. This guy sucks.
What was his price?
Oh, we didn't know.
Didn't do it.
We offered him like $200 or $300 or something.
Wouldn't go for it.
Didn't go for it.
Couple $100?
Yeah.
You know what? What's his name?
I don't know. We're not going to blast him.
Look at me. If this guy is watching this video, and Spotify listeners, iTunes listeners, I'm looking deep into the camera. Fuck that guy, dude. Literally, like that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. I have a very established blah blah blah.
It's
blah,
carefully
blah, blah.
curated.
Carefully curated with
it's a
that
picture of
being
his
said,
fucking dog. It's not even related to his business.
And then he comes
and
at
you
you
didn't post on it in a year and a half.
Oh my!
But that being said, everything has a price.
That's where he lost
That's like
me was right
you're
there.
for sure. Go jerk off in a corner, bro.
Dude, yeah, no, that dude's trash. That's annoying. Anyways, well, Blast House is gonna blow up and fucking so whatever.
And then we're gonna rent out his studio and record our podcast.
Yeah, we should, dude. We should, and fucking just rip
And
on
then
him.
not tag him.
Yeah,
and then not tag him.
no creds,
No creds,
dude. Arnold.
Oh yeah, it's official, man. We booked our shit.
Yeah, booked him. Anybody who's if anybody, by the way, who follows me or follows James, or Jay is from Columbus, Ohio. I mean, obviously James has been there before and stuff like that, but let us know like any cool gyms or like anything fun to do.
That's the key thing, the cool gym part, because literally when you go to the Arnold, Columbus is a pretty big city, but like it's like pretty spread out.
Yeah.
Like there's only like really one gym like really close to the Arnold or to the convention center.
Yeah.
That's Powerhouse, which gets so packed.
Yeah.
It is literally like a Vegas club in there. It's like so packed.
Yeah.
And,
that's a content. So that on a day like that, you just got to hit a quick, get like a fucking nasty pump.
That's like an arm pump workout. Like something where you can do like 1 or 2 machines.
Yeah.
And just like cherry pick weights, you know what I mean? Like go and grab like a set of dumbbells and like hold on to it for dear life. Because I don't know, it's funny though, because like it's such a small gym. Like it's cool though, because it's got 2 stories.
Yeah.
But like there's the main floor, and then they have like a little like patio above it, which has like the cardio.
Yeah.
And then they have this little dungeon below, which has like the powerlifting stuff. And like it's kind of iconic because it has like the black walls, like really low lighting, and like all this chalk and stuff. Like everybody writes their names on the walls. And so it looks like graffiti and shit. Mm-hmm. But like it's such a shithole down there. And like there's like nothing down there anymore. They keep like, taking shit out and putting it upstairs.
Yeah.
But I remember the first year I went there, I was like, oh my God, this is cool. Because like everybody's there. Like Ronnie Coleman was working out there, like right next to us. Like, you know, just big names like Robin Danilin. Yeah. You know, Martin goes in there. Yeah. Like Simeon Panda. Like all these huge names go there. But like it's really just, it's like you almost can't work out there though. It's literally as if it's just a be seen kind of thing. Like it's get a pump, look around, see who you can see, and like that's kind of the vibe that you get there.
Right.
But
that's an interesting.
So finding another gym in Columbus where we could actually like get a legit workout in.
I would love to go there and do exactly what you said. Get content,
just get some
content,
juicy picks,
get a fucking juicy pick. Yeah, we'll go in there. We're gonna get the nastiest pump that anyone has ever seen ever in their lives. We're gonna eat a muffin and we're gonna go to nasty pump. Maybe take a pick or two with a couple fans. You know what I'm saying? Bounce real quick, and then
just say what's up to our fans,
dude. No, but the thing is like when I'm like if I'm like training, dude, fuck that. I can't do that.
No, it throws off my whole vibe to be in something like that crowded. Like, because I'm not good at like the quick, like, let's barely sweat kind of workout. Like, I see a lot of, I've seen some bodybuilders, and I see a lot of, it's mainly like the fuck boy kind of thing now. Like, where it's like, we're going to get a really quick pump, like not move a ton of weight, but just get like good squeeze and like barely sweat, and we'll just get a little pump and go. Yeah. And it's like, I have a really hard time doing that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what it is. Like, unless I'm like sweating and like drenched in like heart's pumping and like drenched in sweat, I have a really hard time getting like a mind muscle connection, like and focusing on my workout. Like I have to be, it's almost like a trigger, like feeling the sweat and like feeling your heart rate go to get like everything else going.
Right.
Like I can't just go in there and just, hey, let's hit like 2 sets of curls and like take a photo and bounce kind of thing.
No, it's totally, I mean, that kind of touches, I think when we were talking with Jonathan, actually a little bit, that kind of touches on that is I 100% agree with you. Like, I don't feel, it's almost like I not only don't feel satisfied if I don't kick my own ass, but I also like, I don't know. I have just a different mentality. It's a different switch that flips when I go into the gym. And if I'm training, we're going to go in there, and obviously, you know, we're going to go to this gym. Going to be surrounded by a bunch of people. That's a different vibe. That's a different thing. And I think everybody would agree with us on that. You know what I mean? Especially like a lot of those big names that are going to be there. They're in there, you know, they're in there to talk to people or to chat with people. They're not in there to fucking grind it out and, you know what I mean? Kind of go to that.
And see, that's the thing though, is some people do go in there to grind it out. And it's like a weird, it's like a weird like mesh, you know what I mean? Because like you see a bunch of dudes that are just like hanging around a machine, and then you see some like I think Larry Wheels was there last year when we were there, and he was benching.
Yeah,
it's like Larry Wheels just doesn't fuck around with bench, you know what I mean? Like that dude's crushing it. So he's over there like
homies moving,
and then like people are coming up and like, hey, can I take a photo? It's like, oh man, like dude's about to go into his top set or something. Like, let the man live.
That's tough. That's a tough. Yeah, I wouldn't do very well with that. You know what I mean? If I was like to Larry Wheels like level, you know what I'm saying? Like, because especially moving weights like that, he's got to be used to it.
Well,
I guess
I feel like almost it's not to be like he has to change for that, but I feel like in a scenario like that, like he has to know going into that, like, hey, this isn't going to be a good workout. Like, I'm going to get bombarded by people. Yeah, and I just have to put on a show kind of thing. Like I have to put on like, hey, how's it going? Like, of course I'll take a photo with you. And like, I don't know. Yeah. Like it was funny, last year when we were there, I was with it was me, Nick, Poulos, and Martin. And we were
Nick's
the big dude, right? with the gnarly beard.
Is he the feet guy?
Yeah, he's the guy that always fucking. He's the guy that always sends his fucking followers over. To ask about my feet.
So funny.
But they're big fucking dudes, right? Like Nick's like 6'5", 280. Yeah. And Martin's massive. And so we were doing like an arm workout before dinner, and we were getting like film. We're doing a video for Ignite, kind of, which never got released. Now that I think about it, what the fuck?
You know what else I didn't see yet? Not to cut you off or anything, but where the fuck did Tehran drop his LA vlog?
I don't know. I haven't checked.
I was like, bro,
you should check it though.
I was like, you fucking post
all
me
up in that bitch.
Post me fucking snap. You know what? People just don't want to see us succeed. You know what I'm saying? Post me fucking snapping my shit up.
He's like, no, the snapping the ankle that got views, that got interaction, but you actually nailing that, he doesn't give a shit. He's like, you know what? That was a prettier backflip than I did last time. So fuck Boy Fitness. I'm not putting that up.
Everybody wants to watch you succeed, Everybody
everyone wants to watch you burn.
Everybody wants to watch you burn. Yeah. If anybody can take notes from that, you guys, some people just want to watch. Everyone wants to watch the world burn. It's not even some people. It's everyone.
This is the start of your downfall right here, dude. You could just you're gonna see him at the Arnold and be like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna call him out. I will.
You know what he's gonna say though? He's gonna say, oh my dude, my camera was acting on the fritz because remember his camera was like glitching out for him or whatever.
In his defense, I'll give him that if he hits me with that. But you know what?
No, that's just a generic excuse though. Yeah, like I guarantee you that's what the dudes over at Ignite said. Yeah, like because I actually hit him up. I was like, dude, whatever happened with that video?
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Like a couple weeks after, I think.
Yeah.
And now that I think back on it, I'm like, it still never got released.
Yeah.
But anyway, we were doing the workout, and like every other set, at least two people were coming up and asking Martin for a photo.
That's tough.
And it's like, and we were literally in there, like we had left the expo, we went back to the hotel, changed. We're like, okay, we got 45 minutes to actually work out.
Yeah.
From the moment we get to the gym to like finishing the workout, we have 45 minutes before we have to go, and then we have like a 15-minute window before we have to be in the Uber to go to dinner because there's like a team dinner or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we literally had like 45 minutes to knock out this workout.
Yeah.
And it was packed. Obviously, it takes us at least 10 minutes to get inside the door because everyone's like stopping Martin.
Yeah.
And then we're working out and like every other set, and you could just see he's like,
was he getting
like
pissed?
This was like one of those moments where it's like he was not trying to interact with fans really. Like he had to do it, and it was tough. I was like, man, like that's one of those aspects where it's like, damn, one of the parts of being like recognizable or like a face is like, damn, like normal shit like this, like where you're actually like trying to focus and doesn't work.
Yeah. No, for sure. Because I mean, hey, if it's like it's one thing if you're already on a time crunch and you got shit that you got to do that day, but it's a whole nother thing if you not only have people, I mean, you hit a set, somebody comes up, can snag a pic. It doesn't take much longer than, 30, 35 seconds, whatever, but if they want to sit there and they want to talk,
and then they want to talk to
for another couple minutes, fuck.
And that's just like, but I think, and that just goes back to like like gym etiquette too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the same thing, like that, even not being like a face or like a recognizable like figure, like I'll still get that in the gym. Like people will come up and try to talk to me like during a set or like during a workout, and like it's more than like a, hey, how's it going? You know, like dap up, and then it goes into like, oh, like it happened with Justin. Justin and I were the other day, and this one guy came up and he was like, so how's your day going? Like Justin was literally like strapped into the row machine, ready to go. And the guy's like, hey, how's it going, Justin? He's like, hey, what's up? And he's like, and then he's like, how's your day going? And Justin's just like, I think Justin was like blown with him. I think Justin was like, dude, hey man, it was a long day. Time to work. Or something. He's like, time to work.
Oh yeah.
And then he went like headphone back in.
No, dude, I straight up like this is okay. Obviously, like this is different for me. When I was doing my first show, when I was doing my physique show, I had at the club. Okay. So I was very specifically with my training sessions. I was not fucking around with like 30, 45 seconds and I'm back into it. You know what I mean? And everything.
Well, you're on a time crunch because you're in between meals. Yeah. You know.
Yep. You're in between meals when you're kind of, it's creeping. You're getting closer and closer to the show. Your workouts are kind of changing a little bit more. For me, it was a lot more supersets, a lot more trisets. Everything was kind of boom, boom, boom. Yeah. And with that being said, some of the times I would go, I'd be a little bit busier, and I got to go machine to machine to machine. And I hated being that guy, but also I was like, well, I have a show, and I'm also not trying to hold up other people that also need to use the shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You're not trying to sit on a machine for the next.
Because I'm aware of it. I'm aware of it. You know what I'm saying? Like people with proper gym etiquette are. And like, anyways, there would be times where, dude, I'd have buddies. I had a friend actually come up to me one time. It was my friend's older brother. And him and I would like joke back and forth and stuff like that. And I actually I didn't like snap on him, but I was like, I kind of gave him like that look, and I was like, hey, like I was in between a set, and he kind of was like about to start his workout, but just, have you ever been like,
he was in that pre-workout drinking phase?
Oh, dude, like it's like, fuck me. If anybody can relate to this, where there's some people who can't, for some reason, don't have that antenna where they can sense when it's just not a good time to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Some people are just not aware of that shit right over their heads. I was not being rude to him, and sometimes I'm really good at hiding that shit, but I was like, it was when I had my fucking Beats. They weren't wireless, but it was when I had my fucking Beats. I was like, hey bro, I was like, I gotta fucking hit this set. Like kind of aggressively, like the way that I say it, I was like, hey man, like,
you got like the sweat dripping. Like, your pupils are all fucked up because you're on a pre-workout like a motherfucker, and you're hungry, and you're just like, bro,
literally,
I will kill you.
I will kill you where you stand. Fucking cleanse sweat out of my forehead, dude. Fucking just like, but yeah, no. And I was like, and that was when I was a little bit of a side tangent here, but that was when I would take my pre-workout, and actually that was when I didn't know that I know this is going to sound so stupid to people, but I didn't know that Bangs were energy drinks. I thought that these were amino acid creatine drinks. And
that was like an issue, I think, when it first came out.
Yeah,
I think that was like with the fit chick community, because the girls were just like, "Oh my god, this is so good!"
Yeah,
and like they were marketing it towards girls,
right?
And they were just chugging like 2 or 3.
Yeah, no, for real. And it's like this, like 300 milligrams.
Yeah,
caffeine.
you don't realize how much caffeine. Yeah. Like I always knew there was caffeine in them, but I never realized how much caffeine.
Yeah, this is basically like a pre-workout.
Well, that's got more caffeine in it.
Yeah.
Than the Blast House pre-workout.
Does it? Yeah, it's because I think it's just 300 of the fucking whatever.
But it doesn't have like a bunch of other things that like stimulate.
No, yeah.
So it's like it's got 300 milligrams of something that will stimulate you.
I mean, fuck, you could throw. I mean, probably what I'll do today is I'll probably just finish the rest of this, and I'll probably just throw down some pump and just go fucking, But anyways, I'd fucking take my pre-workout, and I would
chase it with the bag.
I would sip on this through, because you probably do the same.
Just thought it was aminos.
I would sip on this throughout my workout. Yeah. So I was like going, and yeah, dude, homie came up to me,
700 milligrams of caffeine deep, just like tweaked out,
and I was like, homie. I got a fucking show to do. I don't know if you know who I am. I'm the Mr. Olympia. I was I am the men's physique, Mr. Olympia. No, but that was when I was getting serious with it. When I was about 20, I was about 20 years old. That was when I was like, I love this shit. Yeah. I still do. But I was like, but that was when I was like.
But that's when you were like, that's like first show vibes.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, oh my God, like this is it. This is the start of my pro career.
Yeah. No, for real. No, that's like literally.
I'm going to USA's in 6 months after this, and then
Mr.
Olympia.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
And I fucking, dude, that was when I was very, I was persuaded. That was why I was persuaded to move to Vegas, because my roommates were like, no, if you want, come with us to Vegas. The fitness community is like super popular there. We can make you a pro, basically. We will get you pro level, which basically was them hinting at like, this is when you're going to start using drugs, blah, 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 like sort of thing, which didn't follow through. But
they wanted you to use drugs, but they didn't want to provide you with good coaching.
Oh my God.
You didn't say it. You didn't say it. I said it.
Yeah.
So
No.
Good.
No, literally though, but just like, gosh, you know what we talked about last week?
Bad coaches. That's a topic we should discuss.
We
That'd
should.
be a good one.
Yeah, no, for real, because that's important, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like what we talked about last week. And James, I'm sure will have much better information about this like than I will, just because like James is very knowledgeable in all across the board, nutrition wise, strength training, he's a hybrid, dude. He's the hybrid. He is the hybrid warrior.
Don't worry, Wes. I'll get you that $20 after for that one.
No, for real. And I just said that. No. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it. I
didn't pay him to say that.
He did not pay me to say that. I'm like, seriously, I'm gonna need that.
No, but there are a shitload of bad coaches out there.
There are bad coaches, and I will say that what is happening? So I just watched. I literally this morning was watching. I woke up for some reason just oddly early, and I was watching Greg Doucette's video about the V-Shred guy. Do you know the V-Shred guy? He's like 27. He's young. He's like a young dude.
No,
you'd probably see him if you saw him. Let's
Instagram?
pull up his picture really quick. If you saw him, you would recognize him. He's kind of like Kino Body in the way that he just randomly appears on like Facebook ads.
V-Shred.
V-Shred. Yes.
Well, I hate the name already.
Yeah, it's pretty.
V-Shred. Oh, I see him.
You see him. Okay, yeah, he's the first one.
Oh, wow, he's got a massive.
Yeah, he's got a big following. So this guy.
Oh, he's in good shape.
Yeah, he's in good shape. So this guy, for example, I'm not going to roast him at all because 771,000 followers. He's doing him. You know what I'm saying?
He's killing it.
He's got a really good for him. I'm not gonna comment. I'm just using him as an example because Greg Doucette. God forbid this guy ever makes a video on me if I ever fucking make it.
Oh man,
because I would get fucking roasted. But
he
basically,
destroy
oh,
you.
so bad. But you know what? But okay, we'll talk about that in a second. But I was gonna say so when Greg Doucette makes a video about you, it's very scary because he's someone who's been in the industry for a while.
And he's got credibility behind him.
He's got credibility. He's very knowledgeable, and he's
seen it all.
He's
to be honest,
seen it all, and all across. You know what I mean? If you want to talk about drugs, you want to talk about anything, it's kind of like he will give you a very accurate answer. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say that this guy knows every single thing, but he knows a lot.
He knows enough.
He knows a lot. And he pulled up a video of this guy just kind of basically giving. It was a video that the V-Shred guy made where it was basically like low calorie snack options. Okay.
That's a pretty popular video. Like I feel like a lot of coaches have done that one.
Mm-hmm, exactly. And so
I may have done a video like that. In the past. I don't even know.
People need that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? They're having cravings or whatever. Discipline's slipping up a little bit and you want to order a pizza late at night like myself. Stuff happens. But basically he pulled up a video of him the first couple options that he gave were like, he was like, okay, so he's like, I don't really eat bananas a lot because they have a lot of carbs in them. I usually eat bananas pre-workout. Greg kind of stopped the video already and he was kind of like, okay, so I'm going to get okay, I won't talk about the entire video. If you guys want to watch, the video, we'll put the link below. It's kind of funny, but basically he was basically for low. The video was captioned low calorie snacks, and he was showing people apples, bananas, and he was putting peanut butter on everything. like not a measured out amount. He was like slobbing that shit on it. You know what I'm saying?
My God.
For anybody who doesn't really know, obviously, I'll just say, Coach Wes going to come at you here. So, fucking carbs and protein was 4 calories per gram, something like that. Fat, it's 9.
Yeah.
Over twice the amount. You know what I'm saying? So he was providing a lot of fatty foods, that are for the amount of volume.
Calorie dense. Yeah.
If you're wanting, so when people are prepping for something or people are in
want
caloric
something
deficit,
that's
you want a lot of
sustain you.
volume. Yeah, exactly. You want a lot of volume, not a fucking little bit of, you know what I'm saying?
Not half a serving of peanut butter, which is nothing. I don't know a single person that can eat half a serving of peanut butter.
And that's what Greg said. That's why Greg came at him really hard with that one, because he was like, hey, everyone, do not do this. He very adamantly, he was like, do not do that, because I'm telling you right now, you are not gonna do 1 or 2 scoops of that, 2 tablespoons, however it's measured out, whatever, of the peanut butter. You're gonna do like 5 or 6. You're gonna eat a lot more, because I know you're not gonna contain yourself, because peanut butter, whatever, blah blah blah. But anyways, so Greg came at him pretty hard. I was using him as an example because he is very popular, especially on Facebook. It looks like he has a very big following on Facebook specifically. And yeah, so to the general populace, people are going to see he's a good looking guy. He's a very handsome guy. He looks pretty good. Guys, it just circles back to what I said before. Just kind of educate yourself. I need to do the same thing with certain topics. Educate yourself. Take knowledge in, from certain people, but educate yourself, because I'm sorry, but that video was not very well done. There were some good options in there, but I was looking at that and I was like, fuck no, those are not low calorie snacks.
Yeah.
Well,
a problem with it too is people undervalue life experience and undervalue experience in general when it comes to coaches. And you see a lot of these 18, 19-year-old kids, 20-year-old kids, especially on social media, that have these massive followings, and they're talking about their prep and their diet and their training and all this type of stuff. And the problem is they're in shape, or they're good, and they may have some certifications behind them, but a lot of the time you don't realize, because what works for you when you're 19, 20 isn't always the most sustainable or best option down the road. You know what I mean? The way my diet was when I was 19, 20, 21, even 22, 23, early years of lifting was completely different than how it is now. Same with training for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, training's for the most part similar, but diet especially was completely different.
Right.
Because you can get away with a lot more stuff when you're younger in terms of diet, because your metabolism is a little bit faster. You're generally just burning more calories. Yeah. You know what I mean? You maybe even be more active. So you can get away with a lot more stuff. I was eating like trash, pretty much, if it fits your macros style of approach, when I was younger. And I was still lean as hell. Yeah. I was still lean. Still had muscle, still was pretty strong. And I was getting away with that because of genetics, and because some of that stuff didn't affect me right away. Right. You know what I mean? But now, later on in life, I'm realizing, that may have worked for me then, but it's not a sustainable long-term approach. And my philosophies have shifted as I've gotten older and as I've trained longer, because now it's been 20 years since I started.
Which is correct.
You know what I mean?
Which is if you look at Steve Cook.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Steve Cook, it's just natural. But the only way that happens is if you're continually open-minded and learning from other people. You know what I mean? Instead of just getting into this completely tunnel vision view of this is how diet is, this is how nutrition is, this is how training is, and this is how it's always going to be. You know what I mean? Because I've seen people that have been working out for 20 something years. Well, maybe not that long, but I've seen people that have been working out for a long time that are just stuck in their ways. This is the only way to do it. Right. And you see the cap on their growth. You see the cap on their clients. You see the lack of success in the long term with that, because you have to continually be open. I think the perfect example of that is Mark Bell. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mark Bell was this massive power lifter. He was 300 something pounds. Yeah. And then he became as he's gotten older, he became a power lifter still, but he was more of a leaner power lifter. He looked good. he was still a big fucking dude. He was probably like 260, 270.
Yeah.
And now like he transitioned into like the bodybuilding, and he started caring more about his nutrition and less about the fat. And he's pretty fucking strong still. And now he's into that carnivore. You know, he's just kind of molded. He went keto and now he went carnivore. And like, so he's just continually evolving to the trends. And like, that's how it needs to be, because that's how it is. Like he's always learning. Like his philosophy now to where he was like 15 years ago, 10 years ago is drastically different.
Right.
But it's because he didn't get so focused and so, you know, so stuck in his own bullshit that he refused to like branch out.
Yeah, exactly. You look at it like everybody, what is the example like everybody uses, like specifically with the bodybuilding career, is like it's like a car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got to take care of it from all aspects. You know what I mean? To keep it running, because longevity, for the most part, I mean, you want to keep doing this, right? You know what I mean? You want to keep doing this. You want to keep lifting. You want your joints and tendons and everything. You know, people don't think about, you know, they're just kind of getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and they're not really taking care of their joints, or imbalances come into play. Yeah, nutrition, yada yada. People plateau. I don't know. Take care of your car.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's like ideally, if you're doing this right, you should be in better shape. You should look better. You should be almost stronger for the most part.
Yeah.
As you get older,
right?
As you get into your mid 30s, late 30s, even your 40s, and nowadays even your 50s. If you look at guys like Stan Efferding, he looks better than he did, you know, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
He's probably just as strong, even though he's not as strong, but he's almost just as strong at 50 something as he was, you know, in his early 40s.
Right.
Like if you're doing this whole game correctly, you should be in better shape. You should look better. You should be stronger. You should be healthier than you were in your 20s.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of people, and I feel like it's the opposite. Like you see all these dudes they're getting super fucked up, like tearing shit. Like, oh, I can't deadlift anymore.
My knees are shit.
Yeah, I can't squat anymore. Like I can't do like. You're not doing it right,
You didn't
dude.
do it right.
You're not doing it right.
Yeah.
You're not paying attention to the mobility. You're not paying attention to the stretching. You're not paying attention to your diet, the inflammation. There's aspects of this that you're missing out on.
Right.
Like you have to be well-rounded.
Yeah.
And you have to continually look to expand your expertise.
Right.
Like I'm not an expert at mobility, but I spend a lot of time learning mobility from some of the best people in the world. I'm not an expert in nutrition, but I spend a lot of time working with a lot of people that are smarter than me. You know what I mean? And that's how you pick up these little tidbits. And not all of it's going to stick, but enough of it will stick over time. And that's the key here. And and that's the issue I have with social media nowadays, I think, because everybody's an expert all of a sudden. Just because you got a camera phone, and good genetics, all of a sudden and maybe one show under your belt, all of a sudden you're an expert. Right. You know what I mean? Right. Or you watched a couple videos from Kelly Starrett, now you're a mobility guru. Yeah. 100%. And everybody thinks that their way is the best way. Right. And that's not always the case.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think a big thing, and I actually, I'm going to start trying to do, I have been doing a better job about this, is I think one thing that, for example, touching on the training side of things, is people expect to continuously make this progress. We'll talk about strength, for example. So let's say somebody's bench. I'm just throwing out generic stuff here. Somebody's bench is going up and up and up and up and up and up and up, and it's going up and up, and then it kind of slows down a little bit. And then they're kind of noticing that they might be weaker in something else. Maybe they're fucking shoulders fucked up, some kind of mobility issues happening. I think what people struggle with is kind of the ego side of things, of being like, okay, I'm going to, people really want to hold on to that number. People really want to hold on to that strength. People hate going this way. You know what I mean? But what I think people need to do is, in order to continue to progress and go up even further, is assess what's happening with that. Maybe drop the weight a bit go to something else. Maybe like, maybe increase your fucking, your standing overhead press. Yeah. Go to something else that's going to help with that. Bump those numbers up. And then maybe guess what's going to happen? Maybe your bench is going to start to go up again. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? People just like have this idea. It's like a progressive overload, but the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Like, that probably wasn't the right way to say it. It's like it's insanity. Yeah. Doing the same fucking thing over and over again, and expecting things to change. And I could say, well, with certain things, I would say with certain things I could do. I think a big one for me is just mobility. A big one for me is just mobility and stretching.
Would you say that's what do you think? What do you think the cause of that is that an ego thing? You think?
I think
you think that's like I know personally for me.
Yeah.
Like when I didn't know shit about training, like even when I knew shit about training, I assumed that like I would go into the gym and I would hit a weight, right?
Yeah.
And then if next week I came in and I couldn't hit that weight for the same number of reps or more reps, I assumed, or if I didn't do that exercise, I assumed I was going to get weaker.
Right.
Like I assumed that strength was like this tangible thing that will like, you either have it or you don't have it. You know what I mean? Like it's not one of those things that just like continually like builds slowly.
Right.
Like I assumed like, hey, I hit the hundreds for 10 reps today on dumbbell press.
Right.
If I don't hit it for 11 reps next week, I'm getting weaker.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Or, and maybe next week I come in and I hit it for 8 reps. I'm like, holy shit, I'm getting weaker.
Yeah.
When, hey, maybe it's something. Maybe I didn't stretch right. Maybe I didn't eat enough meals today. Maybe I'm burnt out. Maybe I didn't sleep enough. You know?
Totally.
I just assumed like, hey, if I didn't get it, like I wasn't improving.
Right.
I was getting worse.
Right.
And I was doing something wrong. And if I wasn't constantly every week improving, and I feel like people fall into that. You know what I mean? Like it's like a patience thing. Like you assume like, hey man, like every week I should be getting stronger and I should be getting better. And if I don't see it on the paper, like in my log, I'm doing something wrong.
Totally.
So I need to do it more. So I need to bench more. Or I need to dumbbell press more.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, 100%. Because everybody knows that, I'm going to say pretty much, I think I could say this for just about every single person in the world. Your newbie gains are the craziest, regardless of anything. You don't have to really change anything. Your body just adapting to, some people get under a bar on bench press and their muscles, it's not that the weight is heavy, but it feels awkward to them. Yeah. The movement's awkward. Yeah. What do? They come in the next week and maybe their numbers doubled just because their body is now more comfortable with it.
Well, you're activating more muscles. You're getting used to activating the muscles. Your CNS is getting stronger and more wired.
Exactly. That's exactly right. The thing is, so everybody there's certain people that just have this idea that everything is going to increase, like
it's going to stay like that forever.
You're going to like, there's people that, and a lot of it can maybe be with social media or just, certain unrealistic expectations they have in the gym. And I think you just kind of maybe don't know until personally. Is that, eventually you are going to hit certain plateaus, just naturally, you know what I'm saying? Or unnaturally, it doesn't fucking matter. You're going to hit certain plateaus.
Just in general. Yeah. Like, the strongest people in the world hit plateaus.
Yeah.
That's the problem with getting stronger. The stronger you get, the harder it is to get stronger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we all have a genetic, somewhat like almost ceiling, I guess.
Yeah.
And you never know when you're going to get there, but when you start approaching it, and I'm not saying that like that there's like a legitimate number where like you'll never be able to get past it, but like it becomes harder once you get closer to this like genetic ceiling. Like everyone can make all these gains like quickly, but at a certain point they will start slowing down the bigger the weight gets, or like the leaner you get, kind of thing.
That's another big one too. Is exactly what you were just saying. Is if people who do kind of diet and stuff like that. I'm not saying that you're gonna obviously like if you're dieting for a show or if people who are cutting and stuff like that. Sometimes people do a cut. People want to lean out a little bit, maybe for summer, whatever the reason may be. You are going to lose a little bit of strength. You can. Some people I've seen,
and it comes back.
It comes back. Some people have very very well set up training regimens where they don't really lose that much strength. I've seen it before, but you're not. I'll tell you one thing: you're not going to get stronger. Well, you're not really. Well, you go.
See, it becomes relative.
Yeah,
because you're losing body fat.
Yeah,
so you're getting new PRs at a lower body fat. You know what I
True.
mean? So you're not and if you're doing it right, you're not going to lose a ton of strength.
Right.
But also, if you do it right, you're not going to be like 1 rep maxing. You know what I mean? Like as you're cutting, you're not going to 1 rep max the longer you get into your cut.
Yeah.
Like people that diet for shows, right? Like, like I went like a month without like doing like a 3 rep or 1 rep max. Like I stopped because it becomes dangerous because you're leaner.
You're
right?
leaner. Yeah.
And so I don't know if I got weaker. Like you shouldn't really be focused on that. Like it's a different topic.
Yeah. People want it all. The thing is people just want it all. People just don't like sacrificing one for the other.
Well, it's a patience thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the same thing with getting cut, like getting lean. Like everyone thinks like, hey, like when somebody's talking about wanting to get cut for summer or something, right? And maybe they're 20, 30 pounds heavy. And maybe it's the first time they've dieted.
Right.
You're only going to be able to get so lean, right? You're not going to look like a Mr. Olympia competitor on your first cut. Because, well, some people might, because some people have just crazy genetics.
Yeah.
But like, it's one of those things where it's like a progressive, like as you over time, the more times you cut, the leaner and leaner you get. Like the first time I cut for a show, I looked good and I got pretty lean. This last year when I cut for a show, which was like the 4th show that I did, this was the leanest I've ever been. Right? Because as you get lean and then bulk back up and then lean down again and bulk back up and lean down again, like your body becomes acclimated to the cut.
Right.
And yes, it becomes a little bit more difficult maybe, but you start getting leaner and leaner every time.
Right.
So, and I think that's a concept that some people miss out on, like
and muscle maturity.
Like look at Christian Guzman.
Yeah,
like he does his summer shredding every year.
Prime example.
And yes, relatively so, he's been roughly the same weight every year when he cuts down.
Yeah,
but he's maybe like a pound or 2 lighter, maybe. But the biggest difference is his vascularity and you know how many cuts he has and lines that he has that maybe he didn't have the year before. And it's because it's a slow process. Every year he's doing the cut over again. And your body starts becoming more efficient in the cut. And it's a process. And people don't have the patience. They assume that the first time they cut, they're gonna be like just dick skin shredded, bro. You know? And it doesn't always work like that. Some of us are not blessed with amazing genetics, and some of us don't have the best insertion points. So like the cuts are not going to look the same. Yeah, it takes time.
Yeah,
and it's the same thing as the strength thing.
That's another hard thing for some people to grasp too. Is to have that kind of like realness with yourself of almost kind of like, don't be discouraged and don't let it stop you from achieving your own personal goals and what you want to do. Don't compare yourself to other people and kind of stay in your lane, so to speak, and realize that like, and what I mean by that is basically like, yeah, exactly what James just said. Don't cut for your first show. Here's a really good example. So my buddy of mine hit me up the other day, and he sent me pictures of himself, and he's like, "Hey man, like I've been cutting. I've been kind of like in a deficit for a while. What do you think about kind of like where I'm at right now? Here's my numbers with this. Here's what my training routine's like and stuff like that." He's a really smart dude too. Like you know what I'm saying? He's solid with the stuff, and you can kind of throw a lot of information at him, and he'll retain like all of it. Like he's just really smart. And I recommended to him. I said, okay, like if that's what your goals are, like that's cool. That's fine. I would recommend, because so he's already a pretty lean guy, not a lot of muscle on him. So what I was thinking is I would almost rather put him on a lean bulk for a little bit, kind of put on some size, and then cut down later on.
Slowly put on some size. Maybe don't put on a ton of body fat.
So the issue is, and I'll kind of roast the fuck boys, out there, is you have a lot of these younger kids immediately want to jump into cuts.
Oh yeah,
immediately.
Everyone wants to get cut.
145-pound fucking kid wants to cut. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude,
what are you going to cut down to?
What are you cutting down to, homie? You're already like 8. You're already fucking 10. You know what I'm saying?
You already have abs.
Yeah, dude. Like,
we have visible abs right now, dude.
But fuck. Yeah, dude, no, exactly. It's just, so the thing, it's just, it's just how it goes. I mean, I understand it. I was very lean already, kind of initially starting to train. Some people post these pictures and they're like, oh, it was like 125 pounds or like whatever, like blah, 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 graduating high school. And I'm kind of like looking at these pictures and I'm like, okay, I'm 5'9.5". I was a really skinny fucking track athlete, played soccer, like varsity all 4 years, like, but I was not that small. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, some of these people that post these pictures, I'm like, are you lying? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, is that really what you weighed? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think like some people like post these like transformation pictures and they're like, oh, fucking 109 pounds when I was a senior in high school. I'm like,
6 foot, 109 pounds.
I'm like, you must have been the smallest fucking dude I've ever seen in my life.
That fucking lamp right over there, dude.
I graduated maybe a soaking wet 140 pounds, and I thought that was and I was tiny, dude. Like, go look at my fucking picture. You know what I mean? Like when I graduated, but I'm like, homie, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Anyways, I think some people were fucking full of shit.
I was 195 pounds when I graduated high school.
That's like what I weigh right now.
And I thought I was so skinny.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I was really fucking skinny, but I thought I was like, at the time I was like, dude, I look so shitty. Like,
yeah.
But I could have easily seen myself hopping in and been like, I need to cut. I need to get shredded.
Mm-hmm.
Like if social media was around, I probably would have been like that.
Yeah.
I would have been like, hey, I need to get cut.
Mm-hmm.
Because you think that that's the answer. And that same with those dudes, and that goes into like the dudes that like that are forever cutting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're always on a deficit.
Yeah.
And they're like it's almost like that EDM culture. Like we got to look shredded 24/7.
Yeah.
And it's like that doesn't always work, man. Like you gotta like be, and it's a tough. It's tough. Like I hated the first time I bulked because I was like, I look abs gone, definition gone. I look like a blob of fucking Jello, dude.
Right.
And maybe I put on too much fat the first time, but you live and learn. But
yeah.
It was a tough concept for me to grasp. And so I'm not, by no means am I like, oh, this is going to be easy for you. But you have to come to realize it. Like, this is a long-term thing.
Yeah. No, it's 100%. And muscle maturity is a very real thing.
Oh, 1,000%.
Muscle maturity is insane. And I tell a lot of people that. I tell people, hey, man, you could weigh 160 pounds. And you could, if you're training consistent, your eating is relatively good, 70, 80% throughout the year, whatever you're doing, you could weigh the same the next year, but you look different. You'll put on some, you'll put on some muscle, you'll change.
The density, the quality of the muscle is different.
It's a real thing. It's just consistency. It's consistency. Things like that, like what you were saying with bulking and stuff like that. People, the thing is that's really tough about that is exactly. So when I was kind of first starting out, I was all about that fucking like Ziz, Jeff Side, all of those aesthetic dudes. Even that was even when kind of I was watching a lot of Greg Plitt videos, stuff like that. These dudes that just had these abs and had like a pretty good amount of muscle to them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they definitely had some muscle.
Had some muscle there. But here's what a lot of people don't realize is, kind of starting out the gate. I used to watch these videos where Jeff Side would do like these bulking videos, and like he's like, "Oh, I'm bulking right now," blah blah blah, yada yada, and I'd be like, you're still so lean. Like, I'd be like, you're still so lean. And that's when you kind of have to come to realize, and I had to kind of sit myself down and have this shitty conversation with myself. I'm not Jeff Side. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not him. I don't have those genetics. However, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to look. So there's some people who just stay pretty fucking lean, but he had a lot more muscle than I did. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not only are his genetics superior to mine, but he's been training a lot longer than I have.
And training thing, that's a huge thing.
Right.
Like, man, like somebody messaged me the other day and they were like, you know, like how long have you been training? Like how long would it take for me to look like you?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, first off, you're never going to look like me.
Yeah.
And that's not even like a cocky thing. Like,
No,
it's like a legitimate thing. Like
Right.
you're not going to look like me because we have different genetics. I'm probably much taller than you.
Yeah.
You know, I've been training, you know, like even if you started training the same time as me and we did the same exact workouts.
Yeah.
I eat differently than you probably. I eat differently than probably you want to eat.
Yeah.
You know, you might eat differently than I want to eat, you know?
Right.
And like even so we're never going to look the same. But also I've been working out since I was, 14 and I'm 33.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's 19
That's a long time.
years of fucking working out, dude.
Yeah.
Albeit not super hard consistently.
Yeah.
Like there's been times where I fell off and stuff.
Right.
And I wasn't always good with my diet.
Yeah.
But I've been working out since I was like
Yeah.
for 19 years.
And the thing is about that too, is because you have that much time, you could, if you have these times where you fall off. This last year I did too. Same thing for me. I kind of fell off for a little bit. Muscle memory.
Yeah.
Your body can kind of
Which is
tap
almost
back
like
into it.
newbie gains almost.
Yeah.
It's almost like restarting the newbie gains. You're like, oh shit. Like
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly right. Your body will come back. You know what I'm saying? It just takes time.
Yeah.
People just don't like to hear that. People want it. People want it now.
We're in an instant culture where you need to have it now and attention spans are short.
Yep.
And if it doesn't happen or you don't tell me how to get it in the next 30 seconds or 10 seconds, I'm out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm not saying that you can't make, and see, to me, this sounds crazy. I'm not saying that if you with a proper plan, you have a lot of these younger dudes that are starting at very prime times when they're 14, 15 years old, basically to the point where their body is on freaking steroids because their hormones are just insane. I know me, like when I was in high school and even kind of like still like right now, like, dude, I had fucking boners for days, boners all day long. And so, but anyways, with that being said, like if you start a plan, properly, you can make insane progress in 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But just realize that there's levels to this shit. Things take time and just, it's not going to happen overnight. It doesn't, like James just said, it's been working out for like 20 years.
But even then,
Yeah.
I've been working out for so long, right? The last 2-3 years, probably since we opened the Gunsmith gym, I wasn't super consistent with diet, and I wasn't like super. You would think I would have been super consistent with my training, but I wasn't super like in on my training, right?
Yeah.
And mindset wise, I was a little off with my training. Like I wasn't attacking the weights and stuff. Like I was just going in, kind of maybe going through the motions sometimes.
Yeah.
Then this 2019, I like refocused.
Yeah.
I focused. I've meal prepped the entire year.
Yeah.
I would allow myself some cheat meals, probably like once a week.
Right.
But I was meal prepping the whole year. I was following a diet. I was making sure my supplementation was on point, like making sure I wasn't nutrient deficient. I got my hormones checked, made sure everything was good there.
That's a big one for a lot of people.
That's a huge thing for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like made sure all my hormones and blood work was on point.
Yeah.
And then refocused on mindset, on attacking weights and like not being a bitch in the gym.
Yeah.
Like going hard.
Right.
Which is kind of like a mindset, but it's also like, setting goals for yourself so you hold yourself accountable. And then I was also focusing on stretching and technique work. And this past year, I made tremendous gains. And a lot of people are like, oh, like how the fuck? Like I put on like 100 pounds to my deadlift this year, right?
Yeah. And it's
But I've
steadily
also
going up.
Yeah, it's steadily going up.
Yeah.
And it's almost like I got those newbie gains again. But a lot of that is just paying attention to diet, paying attention to nutrition, sleeping enough, recovering enough, learning when to step back in your training because you're going too hard for too long, giving yourself a deload.
Yeah.
And then like the biggest thing was paying attention to technique and mobility. I started learning, instead of just trying to muscle weights, I was starting to pay attention to like foot positioning and learning how to generate power through my feet and learning how to generate pressure in my core to stabilize and engage in my core correctly. And, learning how to move the weights efficiently. And now my shit has like skyrocketed.
Yeah.
And it's all these little details that I haven't been paying attention to, and that maybe I thought I was doing good with, right? I'm thinking I stretch like once a week. I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or I just put the weight on my back, take a deep breath, go down and up, and that's it. Like, no, there's shit that goes into it. There's technique work that goes into it. And a lot of that gets overlooked because everyone just gets so focused on, I need the numbers to go up.
Yeah, and exactly like what we were talking about earlier. Listen to what James just said. Freaking, he had like something that might have been plateauing a little bit, maybe with the weights. He went to another aspect of things with the mobility and the stretching, improved that, and then look at what happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those lifts started to increase.
A lot of that, too, is the ego aspect of it, right? Like the last 2 years, I thought I was doing good. I thought I was working hard. I was doing everything right.
Yeah.
But like, I took an honest assessment of what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I'd been lying to myself. You know, I got so comfortable and so stuck in this routine of like, yeah, everything's good. Like I know exactly what I'm doing. Like I know everything kind of thing. And I took a long, hard look at myself in the mirror and was like, no, I haven't been making an effort to sleep, 7-8 hours a night. I haven't been paying as much attention to my diet. I haven't been like focused in the weight room. I haven't actually been fucking stretching. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, you haven't been going hard.
Yeah.
And some of that comes from like, I went to go train with people that, like, I went to the Arnold. That was kind of like a big wake up call for me. And I was talking to Martin, and Martin's super successful, super strong guy, looks great, has a lot of muscle. Yeah. And I was talking to him, and he basically called me on my shit. He's like, dude, like, this is like, you're not doing everything you need to be doing.
Right.
And I was like, fuck, you're right.
Yeah.
Like, I could do things better.
Right.
And I think a lot of people get sucked into believing their own bullshit, and they think, oh, I'm doing everything right, or I'm training super hard. I'm doing all this good. Like, there are levels to this shit.
100%.
Like, you think you're training hard, you think you're dieting hard, you think you're committed to your recovery. You gotta see how some of these other dudes do it. Like Michael Hearn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Say what you want about Michael Hearn being natural or not. Dude is shredded all the fucking time. He's strong as fucking hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't just get like that.
Right.
He's got great genetics, and he may or may not be natural. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. The dude looks good, and he works fucking hard.
Yeah.
And there are levels to this. Like, he travels with his meals. Stan Efferding, same way. Dude packs little thermoses full of meals. He packs like 10 or 12 of those and takes them in his carry-on on the plane. You know why? So he doesn't miss a meal. There are levels to this shit, people.
Yeah.
You think, oh, I meal prepped for this week. I'm good.
Yeah.
I did my chicken and rice, and I got my Tupperware, and I'm perfect.
Right.
Like, yeah, you're doing good. Props to you. Like, I'm not hating on you.
Yeah.
But just know that if you're gonna go out there and hate on somebody or make excuses why you're not successful, you need to learn that there are levels to this shit.
Yeah.
This is chess, not checkers, bitch.
No, dude, no, literally. That's so fucking real, too. Like, that's so real. Like, the thing is think about it from this point. Look at yourself now in comparison to how you looked maybe in high school, and things that you could get away with in high school versus how you are now. In the gym, or anybody who's put on, a decent amount of muscle or a lot of strength, you changed your body. So your body is now acclimated to maybe eating more frequently. Yeah. Your body is acclimated to, it needs more rest in order to push those numbers that you are pushing in the gym, that you have now gotten you pushed your body into overdrive. You're forcing your body to change. You're improving your strength. Your metabolism's changed because you're hungrier. Your body's burning more calories because of how much fucking muscle you have on you. People, make these changes and stuff like that and don't really realize, like, oh shit, I've made these changes. My lifestyle needs to follow that and continue to be this consistent because I changed my body to this. In order to continue to perform at this level in the gym, I have to be on my shit because, you changed your body. Your body needs that sleep now. Your body needs that water now. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like it needs it. It's not like things get easier.
You can't get away with skipping shit.
No, you can't really to be completely honest. And then you become more aware of it. You know what I'm saying? Especially to kind of depending on like how you are with it and stuff like that. You know, people just, I'll just use like, you know, fucking gear, for example. People just think, well, he looks like that because he's on gear. No, he doesn't look like that because he's on gear. That motherfucker probably has way better genetics than you. And I'm just going to say that. That's real. You know what I'm saying? He probably has better genetics than you. And when he fucking stuck that needle in, everything got more intense. Like now the meals have to happen.
more on point with this shit.
Exactly. You're just taking the shit to another level. You're not making shit easier.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
If anything, you're making it harder because now you have to elevate your game.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of people see that and they're like, well, I'm meal prep.
Yeah.
I train hard.
Right.
It's like, well, what about everything else? Like, are you sleeping?
Are you sleeping okay?
Are you actually training hard? I see a lot of people that say they train hard.
Yeah. Train like
don't.
pussies.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there are levels to that too. You know, I've been thinking I was training hard, and I wrote out a old workout that I used to do, or like I changed up my workout a little bit, and I was dying.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. Yeah. I've been slacking again. You know what I mean? And it's just constant. Or you go and work out with somebody like my boy Vic up in Eugene. I'll go work out with him. That dude, that motherfucker goes hard, right? And I'll go train with him. And I'm like, oh shit, like I've been slacking a little bit.
Yeah.
Or you just open yourself up to things like, and that's the thing is like you gotta throw the ego away.
Yeah.
You gotta be open to the fact that maybe you're not the top dog.
Right.
You know what I mean? And and some of that comes to where you're training, right? Like maybe at your gym, you're the strongest dude, you're the most in shape dude, you're the quote unquote alpha, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe at your gym. You know what? There's 1,000, there's 1,000,000 other gyms, and there's 1,000,000 other alphas.
Yeah.
And chances are you're not the top dog out of those 1,000,000.
Yeah, dude.
Right?
No, for sure.
It's like you go to like one of these local like strongman competitions, right? You see the guy that wins that show.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy's dope, right? That guy's strong.
Yeah.
Oh, but there's like Brian Shaw and Hafthor Bjornsson.
Yeah.
And those guys warm up with the weight that this dude's lifting. Right. Or you're shredded and you think you're big at your gym, and then you go to like the LA Fit and you see like, I don't know, Simeon Panda, who's just monstrous, like 6'4", 240, just shredded.
Yeah.
Big old delts. Like, or Rich Piana back in the day. Like, there's next level.
He's got to be one of the biggest guys I think I've seen.
Like I think Rich is legitimately has probably the biggest arms I've ever seen.
I think so. Honestly, he looks like a fucking dude.
He's so wide.
Looks like a, you know what he reminds me of, dude? He reminds me. He looks like almost like a Gears of War character. Like
1,000%.
Dude, you know what I'm saying?
Dude,
like,
if he like, I remember the old 5% video intros.
Yeah,
where he's like in the Spartan helmet.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I know.
Oh man, if Rich had been able to stick around a little bit longer, I think like it would be so sick to see him in one of those movies.
Yeah,
like
I know,
like because aren't they making a Gears of War movie?
I hope they better. They fucking should. I think they are. Like they've been talking about.
He could be that one of the fucking dudes, and like he doesn't have to be the main dude, but he could be
like
one of
Thanos. He literally looked. No, I'm serious. Like I literally thought that they like used him to like
that would have
make
been sick if they used him as like the body double and just used Brolin's voice.
Yeah. Gosh damn.
Then they wouldn't have had to CGI Thanos.
I know.
They could have just put his ass in
just
like
thrown him
some
in there.
What are they? Prosthetics.
Yeah.
And just fucking used him as Thanos.
That's literally, it's insane. I was going to ask you something because I know I actually had somebody come to me with this question. I think this would be a kind of a wake up call for a lot of people. What are your thoughts on, I had a guy come up and ask me this, and I gave him kind of a pretty, I think it's a pretty accurate answer. I think you'll say probably something similar, but, what are your thoughts on people training, with very shitty testosterone levels? What are your thoughts on that? People who have naturally horrible testosterone levels and wanting to train and make really good progress in the gym. What are your thoughts on that?
I think you need to establish why you have bad testosterone levels. You know, there's a number of factors that go on. Like, are you sleeping right? Are you training? Are you training too much? You know what I mean? Is your nutrition shit?
Right.
Is your body nutrient deficient
Yeah.
in certain things. Like there's a lot of things that go into that.
Totally.
And then like I would say if you're optimizing all that other stuff and your levels are still trash, that's why we have doctors. Go see a doctor.
Yeah.
Like go get your blood work done.
Yeah.
The problem is like that's such a weird thing. Like what is horrible testosterone? Like it's all relative. You know what I mean? It's all relative.
So if you're around, whatever, we'll just say, for example, if you're around average or you're like a little bit below average, I'm talking like shit. Like I'm talking like,
and even that, like, what is that?
Like what? Oh, like
what is that?
shit?
Like, you know what I mean? Like, because there's like I forget what is medically classified as low testosterone. I think it's below 200.
There's like two. I've heard of like 2 different scales. I've heard of a scale that goes to I think 1,000.
No, see, it goes to 900.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, see, I don't know because maybe there is a different scale.
Yeah.
But I know when I got my test done, like a couple months ago, I want to say that the ceiling was 900. I think that was what they classified as like the high end of the normal level. Like it was between like I want to say it was between like 300 and 900 maybe.
Okay.
So like what is classified as low in that scale, right? Like is like 350 considered like low? But you're still on the scale, or is it like anything below 300 is considered low? But really like it should honestly, and that's another thing. Everyone's different. Like like I was talking to my doctor and she was saying basically it's all based on like how you feel. Like you could maybe have maybe you got your levels checked and maybe they're at like 700, right? And maybe you feel like shit. Maybe you're like irritable. Maybe you're like sex drive is low. Yeah. I'm not. Maybe I'm just throwing that number out there. Like I don't know if that's like a thing, but maybe your libido's low. Maybe you're just beat down. You always feel tired. Like because maybe your natural level was maybe 1100, right? And now it's dropped to 700 or whatever. And now like it's not low on the scale, but like for your body, it's low, right? So, I mean, it's one of those things. That's why I think blood tests are just good in general, and that's what Stan always talks about. Stan says even if your levels are good, go get it tested because you never know. Like you won't know what low is until like unless you have like a baseline, right? So like that's why I get my blood done every couple months, like every 3 months, just to see like and track it and make sure that it's not low, right? Or is it going low, or like what am I doing that maybe is dropping it? Totally. But I would say if you there are like general symptoms of like low testosterone, and I would say if you're doing everything correct, like if you're sleeping enough, if you're recovering enough, if you're eating correctly, like and your shit and you still feel like dog shit, then you should get checked, But I would say like I feel like it's the same thing as everything. Everyone's like, oh, my testosterone's low. Like how do you know, dude? Like how do you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you just using that because you heard somebody talk about it? Like, oh, I think my testosterone is low. Or are you just making an excuse to fuck around and mess up somewhere else? Like I don't know. It's like somebody's like, oh, my bench isn't going up. Well, are you fucking benching?
Right. Yeah. No. Exactly. Are you doing?
Only benching?
Are you only benching? Are you doing anything else that's going to improve that all across? That's
everyone. It's like a quick solution, like we were talking about. Like everyone's going for the fix me now kind of thing. It's like it's not. Oh, it's
stress is huge.
Stress is major. Like, are you in a fucked up relationship, or is your girl or your dude? Well, maybe not your dude because that wouldn't affect your testosterone levels if you're a female, but
I don't really know. It's an interesting one.
It would affect your stress levels. But is your chick like killing you? Like, is she slowly killing you with like issues at home? And so now you're stressed out 24/7, and your cortisol is through the roof, and you're not sleeping, and now your body is like producing less testosterone. Yeah.
Kick her to the curb, man.
Fuck bitches get gains.
Yup. No, for sure.
That's a shirt for you, dude.
Fuck bitches get gains. Oh, dude, people would wear that.
Well, you need to make that before somebody steals it, because apparently somebody's been stealing.
If I threw you one of those, would you wear it if Chrissy approved of it?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Chrissy would probably wear that.
Chrissy, would you wear one? Yeah, I know you're gonna say yes.
Hair flip gains will rock.
Hair flip gains will rock it. She's dude. She was coming up with some dope ideas when I came over to watch the game the other night. She was like had some the underwear idea. The underwear might be a really good one.
It's a play, dude.
Gosh, I need to fucking figure it.
You need to make some moves, dude.
I gotta make some moves. I might have to call some people. Might have to sell some nudes.
That OnlyFans private Snapchat to fund fuckboy fitness,
dude. I have a friend who she hit me up the other day and she was telling me so she made an account. She made I don't know if it was an OnlyFans. She made an account and I was talking to her about it and stuff like that. And she's she went through this big breakup and she made an account and she's yeah, I just made I don't even know. She said the other night she just made, I can't even remember. It was a lot. It was a lot of money. I was in just a night. And it wasn't a night as in 6 to 12 hours. It was no, a couple hours. She made this much money. Just starting out.
Yeah.
And I was man, sex and nudes really sell for sure.
I saw some chick posted on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes I'm conflicted because I wish Twitter wouldn't I get annoyed when Twitter shows me tweets of people I'm not following, but somebody I followed liked it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's just bullshit.
Right.
And I'm just seeing it. But one popped up and it was this OnlyFans girl posted how much she made.
Mm-hmm.
She's it was some tweet I made more in 6 months than some of you fuck boys are going to make all year. And she had made it's I don't know. You never know because it's a screenshot.
Yeah,
and it's who knows if it's actually
was
accurate.
it over?
But basically, it was saying she made $80,000 in 6 months.
Wow.
I was that's a lot of nudes.
Yeah. That's a lot.
And if that's accurate, props to you.
Good for her.
She's filling a lot of spank banks.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah. That's good. Hey, you know what?
But then
fuck it. Do it. I'm gonna do it.
I don't think you're making $80,000 though, dude.
Nah.
I hate to say it, dude. I don't think you're.
I think I'm gonna have to switch teams for a little bit. Fuck, dude. Hey, you know what?
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
You know what? Not saying that you actually have to do it, but you can market to that demographic.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
That doesn't mean you're switching teams necessarily. It just
Yeah.
means you're playing to your demographic.
True. It's called being smart.
Yeah.
It's called using your brain.
Remember that? Did you ever watch that True Life back in the day? It was True Life, I'm a Porn Star. And it was that dude that he was he's I'm a straight dude, but gay porn pays more.
I know.
Did you remember that episode?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
He's I'm a straight dude, but this is how I pay the bills because gay porn actually pays more. And I was
yeah.
I mean, do you, dude?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna skip that, but
yeah.
But do you, man?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. No.
Also, I feel if you're doing gay porn, I feel like you can't say that you're a straight dude.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. That's kind of tricky. Well, look at Brian Silva. You know that guy from he was the Tosh.0 guy. He's the gratata guy. Well, he was. I don't know if he's always been gay, but he was on Tosh.0, and they talked to him about him doing gay porn, and he was like, "Yeah, I mean, I did gay porn. I was doing it just for money." But I saw Homeboy's TikTok the other day, and he's for sure gay. So I don't know. I don't know if he became gay. He's well, I like this more.
Well, you know what? It's more acceptable now to be openly gay.
Yeah, he could have just been
so it could have been
about it.
On TV when Tosh.0 was fairly old.
Mm-hmm.
So he's probably hey, this wouldn't be good for my image if I came out right now.
Right.
So I'm sure if he is gay, I'm sure he didn't. I don't think he just became gay. I think he's more of just now he's comfortable expressing that he's
That's
gay.
Understandable. I'd get that. I'd probably feel kind of if I was on the fences about it and on fucking Tosh.0, I probably wouldn't be yeah, I'm gay.
Well,
you know
especially
what I mean?
if you hadn't.
Yeah.
But
hey, mom and dad, I'm gay.
That's how you're coming out. I don't know. I don't know anything about that world. I don't know. Maybe that would be a comfortable way to come out. I don't know. But he'd probably also get a lot of backlash if that was
yeah.
I don't know. I can't imagine. Not that the parents should feel entitled to you should tell us first. But I feel they might not take that as well if they didn't know that you were gay.
A lot of
then
that
you just came out on national TV like that.
Yeah, totally.
And they have to hear from one of their friends hey, so I didn't know your son was gay, and they're what?
Yeah, I didn't know either.
You're like, what?
Oh, you didn't see
They're
that
like,
Tosh.0?
Oh, you didn't see that episode of Tosh.0? He's like, no. And then they go on like YouTube and like,
okay, that makes sense. I haven't talked to him in 12 years, so that makes sense. A lot has happened. Yeah, that's crazy. What was I going to say? I was going to say, well, that kind of is like and I think the thing with that too is I think some people's parents actually are kind of like the reason as to why they maybe take so long to come out. And the only reason why I was saying that is because not all the time. That's maybe not as big of an example, not as great of an example as I thought it would be. But with like Aaron Hernandez, the Aaron Hernandez documentary, that was interesting because apparently his dad actually was a big influence as to why, or a big variable as to why he. Well, probably amongst other things, like wouldn't come out because like his dad was like anti.
Yeah, his dad was apparently openly anti-gay and like super alpha, like masculine, like fuck chicks kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still don't know about Aaron Fernandez. Like that's a weird one. Like it's weird that like all of a sudden like we can say that he's gay like when we don't know.
Yeah.
Like he never said he was. Like there's really no evidence from like when he was alive that he came out.
You know,
the whole documentary, like that whole Netflix documentary, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Like the dudes on like the high school dude in that.
Oh, the guy that he like
the guy that he supposedly was hooking up with for years. That dude gives me a weird vibe. You know why?
You know what? Actually, I agree with you. And somebody had posted about that. I don't like that because you're right. Because for one, we didn't know. We didn't know if he was, and if he was, and whatever. If he, was, you know what I'm saying?
If he is
who fucking cares?
Yeah, no.
I don't know if they were trying to attribute that to maybe the reason why he would apparently.
They were trying to. Like,
it was fucking with his head, and he
that's
would
like why he committed suicide. I don't know.
No, dude, I think that's horseshit. I don't know. Whatever, dude. Like, and you know what the thing is like, let's say, okay, let's give that guy the benefit of the doubt. Let's say that he did experiment and fuck around with that dude. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of the. You know what I'm saying? Why are you even in this documentary? You know what I'm saying?
Why are you trying to, like, almost? Yeah. You're trying to almost get your like 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
Like, that should be between you guys. Like, why are you out there like throwing his business out there? Like, It's not necessarily making Aaron Hernandez like come across as a better person.
Right.
Like it's not helping his image.
Right.
Like and that's not saying like, oh, him being gay is like a bad thing. Like no, like just from a standpoint of like everyone has like this image of Aaron Hernandez like being a shitty person. Like he killed these people, he killed himself, like, you know, whatever. Like if he was coming out like, hey, no, he's a really great person and we were in a relationship and I know he didn't kill these people. It like that's like helping like salvage his image. But really this is more just like it just benefits this dude. It doesn't help Aaron Hernandez at all. Like it's not benefiting his. If anything, it's throwing more publicity and more shit at Aaron Hernandez.
Controversial.
And like bringing more like heat on the family kind of thing.
Definitely not really bringing like, I mean, I'm going to say in the way that they went about it, the way that I'm perceiving it, definitely not really giving him any sort of good kind of, you know, light.
Well, even just that, it's just bringing up more shit on Aaron Hernandez, like that has already passed. Like, and how do you think Aaron Hernandez's wife feels like hearing all that shit? Like, I'm sure that's not a comfortable topic to bring up now.
His fucking daughter
and like
shit.
Scraping open the wound like that she's trying to heal from. Like, I don't know. Personally, I don't believe that dude at all.
Yeah,
like, that dude seems like I saw that and I was like, bro, Aaron could do way better than that dude.
I know, dude. No, he's a good looking guy.
Aaron's a good looking dude.
Aaron
like, chicks love him.
Yeah, dude.
I'm sure dudes love him too.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I saw that. I was like, what?
Yeah, shut your
ass
ass
like,
up.
No way, bro.
Dude, people were actually making. That's so funny that you mentioned that too. That what you were saying earlier about him because fucking who did it? I can't remember who did. Somebody made the funniest meme about that. Like they were like saying they're like it was like saying basically like it was like that dude's face and it was like like an attention seeking kind of thing.
yeah.
Like when somebody pops up, like, oh, like there's always that one guy that like wants to, like be like whatever. Like it was just really funny. I'm like butchering the joke, but it was basically like that. It was like, yeah, oh, like this person like has like this spotlight on him. So this guy's gonna like make up this bullshit story about how he like,
friend is just like,
yeah, oh dude, we fucking suck each other's like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I sucked his dick in high school.
no, you didn't, bro. No, you're lying.
And you know why I think that? Because well, not the he's Aaron Hernandez could do better.
Yeah.
But they only showed like 2 photos of the dudes together, of him and Aaron Hernandez together.
Yeah.
But like if they were boning like 24/7 back in the day, like they'd have some photos, dude.
They'd be like best friends. They would have been like, you know what I'm saying? They would have a lot of pictures.
They would have a ton of photos.
Yeah. No, for sure.
And then it came out that dude wasn't even the quarterback when Aaron Hernandez, like he was talking about, oh, I was the quarterback and he was my tight end. And like they made it out to be like some relationship like that.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then dude wasn't even the starting quarterback. Like,
yeah, I think
dude sat on the bench.
Oh god, he's probably a terrible athlete.
He's that dude that sucks at football and he's just in the background like, hey, pay attention to me.
Yeah, third string. Yeah, third string on JV, bitch. I don't know. Yeah, freaking I think they were just trying to attribute that too. Because these serial killers, people, crazy stuff like this, some people start dying or they die, they pass away. Everyone tries to analyze them.
They try to explain it and figure out why it happened. And like, oh, it's because he was gay and that's why he killed people and that's why he was a bad person. I was like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Maybe he's just a shitty person.
Right. Yeah, no, seriously. Like for like a prime...
Stop trying to attribute it to something. Stop trying to say, oh, it's the CTE or oh, it's the the fact that he's hiding that he's gay. That's why he killed these people. No.
You're like,
maybe he's just an asshole.
You're like, really? Like you think that this dude like gets the way that there were certain things like you said that I kind of didn't like. That, for example, actually, now that I really think about it, that they were kind of attributing that to these just like mental like lashes. Like he'd get drunk and he would just like apparently just randomly lash out on people. Like, so because he's hiding that he's gay, apparently, and he obviously doesn't have any sort of issue. Like, if he wanted to get dudes, I'm sure he could get dudes. If he wants to get chicks, obviously that's not an issue for him either. And he just randomly freaks out and then kills these 2 dudes, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
because they spilled a drink on him. Or
something. It was kind of there's some shit that just doesn't really make a lot of sense.
They spilled a drink on him, and he's closeted homosexual, but he's really attracted to these guys, and now he's mad that they spilled a drink on them, and he wants to have sex with them, but like he can't, and so he kills them. Like, obviously that's not what they're saying, but that's like low key kind of like,
no,
that's why they're bringing up him being gay. Like, bro, get out of here.
No, dude, there's some people that just are fucked. Like, you know what I'm saying? That just kind of have, whatever, dude, just have issues. Jeffrey Dahmer, fucking dude. You know what? I think he was openly gay. Whatever, which doesn't really even matter.
Really?
That does. I think I don't know if he was.
I thought he was the one that everyone like. I thought he was like the one that all the chicks were attracted
Ted Bundy.
To. Oh, that's Bundy.
Yeah, that's Bundy. Yeah, Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy, dude. Oh my god, dude. I have to say something really quick because I had this thought on my mind. I was like thinking of like funny stuff for us to talk about, and that is actually funny. The other day, I thought about. I wanted to post something questionable on my page, and it was basically just like. Real questionable, but it was basically just like it would have been just like a picture of fucking Zach. I don't think I was gonna use the actual Ted Bundy photograph, but of Zac Efron as Ted Bundy, and I was just gonna be like proof that girls are literally out of their damn minds, and it was the fact that like this motherfucker has killed. We don't even know.
Yeah, no,
how many girls?
A ridiculous amount of people.
A lot. I think he was saying it was like 30 or 40 or something like that, but they were saying it was more.
They were saying it's even more than that.
Which makes sense, obviously, because of like in the 4 or 5 different states that he was in. I mean, dude, in that one night in Florida, he whatever, you know what I mean? It was like, I can't remember. How many girls? Oh, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So just, anyways.
Multiple girls.
But like with that being said, and girls still were
during his trial
writing him letters saying that he was cute, that they were attracted to him. And I mean, I'm looking at pictures of it, and I'm sure he was like a charming guy, maybe in person. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, whatever. But like,
not knowing his background, and not knowing him being a psychopathic murderer, you could maybe say, oh yeah, if I saw him at a bar, like he's kind of cute, or I could he's charming. But okay, we all know he's a killer though.
Yes.
So
so
let's scratch that because he's a psychopath,
dude. It's absurd. It's like
that's how fucked up society. Like I guarantee you, there's some chick on Twitter that's like, I wish Ted Bundy would have picked me up. Like,
1,000%, 100%.
Chill, Felicia.
Oh
chill.
My God, yeah, fucking jeez, Louise, dude.
Well, it's like the same thing when the Aaron Hernandez documentary came out. Like there were a bunch of girls on my Facebook that were like, "Oh my God, he's so hot."
Yeah,
it's like, okay,
all right. Well, he killed 3
So
people.
we're just gonna ignore the fact that he killed some people.
Let's just ignore. Yeah, because hey, people make mistakes. Everybody fucked up.
I could change him.
I think he just,
if he had met me, he would never have killed anybody.
What is in the
he probably would have killed more people with your toxic ass.
100,000 billion%. What is up with that genetic? You know what? What is my girl followers? All 4 of you. Because somebody just I'm just kidding.
It's probably 3 now.
4,000.
It's like all chicks.
It's like all chicks, dude. All
they
chicks
just don't like the photos, but they follow me.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's real. But but that's a real thing. But their boyfriends won't let them. But I'm just kidding.
Who is this fuckboy fitness that you liked his photo on
God,
January 3rd?
Oh, he's no one. He's nobody. But just what is up with that with girls and just no matter what, wanting to fix not only like a guy, like a broken man, but just a shattered individual.
No job.
Bitch, you're not going to fix Ted Bundy. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Ted Bundy's dead, first of all. All right, you know what I'm saying? But
some chick was writing him in prison. Like, I can make you a better person. He wants to be a better person, and if they let him out and we got together, he would be a better person,
dude. What was the girl's name that he was like? Not the one that he was like dating and he was in love with, but the one that he had a kid with. The one that he had like a.
Oh, I don't know.
He has a daughter. He has.
Does he?
Yeah, he has a.
I'm gonna be real. I don't know a ton about his backstory.
Have you seen?
I know about the murders.
Do you like stuff like that or not? Really?
I do.
So I was gonna say the Ted Bundy tapes are really good. They're on Netflix. If you haven't,
I haven't watched that. I watched part of the movie with Zac Efron.
That one's really good from the perspective of his girlfriend. That's a really good one because I don't know if Zac Efron kind of didn't really want to get too much in character with that. I don't really blame him, to be completely honest.
No, that's a weird role to play.
That's a weird role.
Because you're almost like they're almost glamorizing him.
Yeah.
People were really Zac Efron, who's like a good he's a good looking dude, good actor, like really popular.
Yeah.
Like I like Zac Efron. I feel like if I met Zac Efron, we'd be buddies.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like we'd be bros. And
Yeah.
then it's like watching him play like a psychopath.
Right.
Is like, ooh, like I want to like Zac, but right now, like, I shouldn't be liking Zac.
Well, it's like,
but now I kind of like him,
bro. That's a real thing. Is actors that play characters that people don't like. Like, how many people do you think meet like Joffrey from Game of Thrones and are just like,
without
dude,
question,
fuck you?
If I saw him
you know?
in person, I'd be like, fuck you.
You're
Joffrey.
a piece of shit.
And he's probably like, what'd I do,
dude?
He's like, what'd I do?
Oh, I'm British.
I didn't do anything.
I think he is, isn't he? I think he's British.
Oh, he's got to be British.
He's got to be. Yeah.
If not, he's British to me.
Yeah, 100%. He just looks like
he like talks to you in like a super American accent, like a Southern accent.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What's up, y'all?"
He's like, "Hey, what's up, man?"
No,
you're British.
That doesn't work, dude.
Yeah.
Start talking to me like Joffrey.
You're like, I can't understand a word you're saying, but fuck you.
I don't like you.
It's like, I'm literally speaking English to you right now. You're like, yeah, well, where's Ned Stark? Yeah. So bring him back because that was my favorite character. Ned Stark was literally like my favorite.
You were
character.
An asshole.
Fucking dies in the first season and then puts
spoiler alert, bro.
Spoiler
alert. Jeremy doesn't watch Game of Thrones. He probably is like, what the hell?
Oh, I meant Paul Stark.
No, you know what? There is no spoiler alert now because that is like 7 years ago. So if you haven't watched it, no love for you, bro.
Dude, Game of Thrones, man.
How stoked are you for like these potential
the split offs?
Split offs. I'm so stoked.
I'm stoked. I think you know whose story I think would be really dope is Arya's.
Arya's
I forgot
like
her
after.
name for a second. Yeah, I think hers would be really cool. She's a character who, dude, she became so sick.
Yo, she was dope.
She is super.
I still love that scene at when she catches up to what's his name?
Littlefinger?
No, not Littlefinger. Old dude.
After the red wedding.
Yeah, the guy that did the red wedding. What's his name? I can't think of that.
Oh yeah,
Walter Frey.
Walter Frey.
And she she stabs him.
Oh, dude, that was
so
the
great.
gnarliest. Like,
I was like, oh!
and he's like eating,
He's eating his kids.
Yeah,
or
his
whatever.
kids or whatever. God, I fucking hated that guy. He's gross.
That was so great. I was like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah. I remember standing up. I was like, yes.
Dude, that fucking because that was right after that was episode 10 of season 3, I think. Because
No, not season 3.
No, it would have been.
That was like the red wedding was season 3.
Yeah, wasn't that right after the red wedding?
No, that happened. She killed him like in like last season or the second to last season. I think.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought for some reason, maybe you're right.
No, he stuck around for a while.
Okay. Yeah. Dude, because you know who else I really like too is I really like Rob Stark. I liked him a lot. He's just one of those characters who just like wasn't really like you couldn't really like dislike anything about. He was just an all around.
No, you could. He was like the all American boy, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, even though he's not all American, but
fucking the all British.
But I remember
Everybody's
being
British.
mad though. Like I was like, dude,
yeah,
like that chick's hot. Like and she's pretty badass. Like I understand you wanted to marry her, but like keep her as like the side piece and marry the other dude's chick.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing saying that you have to.
Right now. Dude, I know when they fucking when he got stabbed, I was like, no.
No, like it was worse when they stabbed his wife and like stabbed the baby. I was like, oh, that's fucked up.
Oh, it was so bad. That was so.
And they
bad.
did it like fucking prison style.
I know. I was like, oh my god.
That's a bad motion. Should be doing that. City.
He's like, I was like, no. Oh god.
Just a hate jerk off right there.
Oh fuck, I know. Oh man. Brings back some PTSD from that. That was sad.
Game of Thrones is badass, dude. I kind of want to watch it again now that I think about it.
I might actually do it. I might go back through. That's a lot. That's a lot.
That's a huge time commitment.
That's a lot of time.
That's like 70 hours of life right there.
Did you want to fucking talk about the Calum's thing at all, or do you want to wait on?
Let's wait on that.
You want to wait on that one? Yeah. Kind of
because talking about that's just going to make me mad. Like, talking about Kenny KO and all the bullshit that he puts out.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man, we're gonna have to see him at the Arnold. We're gonna have to go up and talk to him.
Yeah, let's go up and let's just go up and chat with him.
Let's have a chat.
Let's have a chat.
Yeah,
let's have a chat with Calum. Not Calum. Kenny.
Heard you been talking some shit about our boys.
Heard you been talking. Yeah, he's like,
who the fuck are you?
He's like, who the fuck are you? I'm like, I'm Fuckboy Fitness.
He's like, actually, that's kind of cool. But
he's like, all right, that's.
He's like, I fuck with that.
He's like, but there's a boxing ring over here, and I'd be like, you got the reach on me, but I'll do it.
I'll take one for the team.
Kicks the shit out of me. Knocks me out. No.
Oh man, that'd be tough.
No, I think I could take Kenny in a fight. I think in a fight. I don't know about boxing because he's got he's so lanky.
Well, are you allowed to take him down? Are you allowed to throw some kicks? Are you allowed to test out those stretchy jeans,
bro? I think he always just talks about just doing charity boxing matches with people, and I'm like, well, I'm
skipped out on that charity boxing match with our boy Jonathan. So,
oh yeah, you weren't all talk when the fucking the fighter came out. Yeah, No, I'd like to see Jonathan fight somebody. I think he'd fucking fuck somebody up.
Sick.
But
yeah, let's skip that. That whole Calum thing is kind of bullshit.
Anybody who is curious about that, we'll touch on that later. But there's a video out if you'd like to go watch it. Speaking on Calum and Kenny KO. Well, Kenny KO.
You know what? Don't fucking watch it because we don't need to give him more views.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah, fuck that guy.
All right. Should we call it here?
Yeah, I'm getting kind of hungry.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hungry.
Let's call it.
All right, man.
All right. Well,
that's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote. I think it's. I don't know. I don't know what I was going to say there.
It was
like a brain fart. Like,
I know. I've been having that a lot too. I think I'm pretty sure they put meth in these, and I think that's eating away at my brain because this whole time I've been like, oh yeah, by the way, Bang picked me back up. They dropped me for a little bit. I'm just kidding. I'm not even going to fucking talk about that. I'm just kidding. I'm not sponsored by Bang, by the way. I legitimately had like 2 people actually ask me that. No, I'm not sponsored by Bang. I had 2 people actually ask me that, and I was like, no.
How'd you get that Bang sponsorship?
I was like, motherfucker, I have like 3K followers. I was like,
well, not even that, but we were literally talking
so much shit
about Bang.
I know.
And they're like, oh, so you're sponsored by Bang?
It's like, yeah, dude. And then I got dropped literally.
That's
the next
so
video.
funny. We should just say that you're sponsored by Bang. That should say, you should put a fake discount code in your bio. Just be like, fuckboy10 for 10% off at Bang. And people are like typing it in. Like,
I think I'm gonna put just IFBB Pro right above it too, because honestly, fucking who knows?
you could put future IFBB Pro like some of those people on Instagram.
These IFBB Pros, just no one knows who
Future
they are. Like, are you sure you're an IFBB
Dude,
Pro?
there's so many IFBB Pros.
Dude, there's a lot. I know they're just canning up. Pro
It's
cards left
weird
and
how many pro. I was talking about that with Justin. It's weird how many pro cards they give out.
Yeah.
In like men's physique and classic physique,
Mm-hmm.
but like bodybuilding, they give out like 5 pro cards a year, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's that many. Justin was telling me now that to get a pro card at USA's,
Yeah.
you have to win the overall. Like you don't even get it for winning your class anymore.
I wonder what it is about.
Meanwhile, classic physique and like men's physique, you get it for top 2 in your class.
Yeah.
So it's like 10 pro cards a show.
I wonder if it's because there's more money in bodybuilding as opposed to physique.
I don't know. I feel like I was telling Justin. I think it's almost like they're trying to keep. It's almost like they're trying to keep bodybuilding a little bit more prestigious still. But like Justin was talking about, he's like, dude, it's gonna be so hard for me to try to get my pro card this year. Like he has a good shot at it, right? But like winning overall at a national show, there's some monsters out there.
Yeah.
And you got to go up against some super heavyweight dudes that just look gnarly.
Yeah, I think he brings in. I think he's got
a shot.
Some good shape, man. He's on. I don't know, bro.
I'm excited to see what he looks like.
High hopes for Justin for sure, but that's the thing, man. Yeah, there's just some fucking beasts out there, but he's one of them. I think he can. He'll fuck shit up.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
But yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna be at the Arnold.
Yeah, we're going to the Arnold.
So
James and I confirmed.
If you're gonna go, we booked our ticket yesterday.
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna be there. So if you're gonna be there, let us know because we would love to meet up with some people, hang out, grab some food, get a workout in. We're gonna be there Thursday night. We get in late Thursday night, and we're gonna leave early Tuesday morning. So we will be there all weekend and then Monday in Columbus. So we're gonna be at the expo all 3 days. Hanging out, working out.
You're gonna try to vlog more of that too.
We're gonna try to vlog, get a ton of content, film some podcasts. If you have anybody going to the expo that you think would love to be on our podcast, let us know because we'll try to get some podcasts done while we're out there.
Yeah.
And then we're also gonna go out.
Yeah.
At least Saturday
probably
night.
Saturday.
Maybe Saturday, Sunday. I don't know. I don't know if there is a Sunday nightlife out there, but
I think that weekend there will be.
yeah, I'm sure. So we're going to be going out. So let us know if you guys are going to be there and going out because we would love to meet up with you guys and hit the town together, you know?
Yeah, no, I love this. I love these meetups too, or these expos too. Especially, I was telling James, it's a really good opportunity for me to actually meet a lot of you in person and stuff like that. And I think that those connections are really nice.
And the Arnold's always good for at least like for some reason when we were when we had Gunsmith going, like that Midwest area, like is just ripe with like people who support Gunsmith and fuck with our message and I think obviously they're going to transition over to Blast House now that that's out.
Yeah.
And I forgot to say that at the Arnold, I will be handing out samples. I will have samples of Blast House with me. Like Wes and I will have samples. I might bring some shakers too, but we will have some shit. So if you see me at the expo, come say what's up.
Nice.
And I will give you some samples.
That's fucking dope. I did not know that until just now.
I just realized that.
Awesome.
I almost forgot. So yeah, it's going to be cool. And I think just a lot of people just in general go to the Arnold. So like just the chance of meeting people that you talk to on social media or like follow on social media or follow you on social media, it's just greater, you know?
Yeah.
So many people go to the Arnold. You're going to see, dude, you thought like LA Fit or the Olympia were huge.
Yeah.
The Arnold is like, it's almost overwhelming how big it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people, because Arnold's fucking there. You know what I mean? So like, I think like a lot of people just have so much respect for him and just that's a whole nother. I feel like there's a lot of people who don't go to the Olympia, but they only go to the Arnold.
Yeah, well, because there's so much more shit going on. Like there's literally powerlifting.
Yeah.
There's professional strongman. There's professional bodybuilding and bodybuilding show. There's the big Arnold show, right? There's amateur bodybuilding. There's amateur powerlifting. There's women's strong woman. There's Highland games. There's fencing and axe throwing. There's like literally there's jujitsu. There's like there's a jump rope competition. There's like there's like literally every sport you can imagine.
Yeah.
Like weird sports are there.
That's dope.
So
there's gonna be so much shit going on.
It's gonna be really fun.
Hit us up, you guys. And then we're gonna do the podcast. I think it would be really fucking cool if we maybe did like a live we're gonna Q&A.
Maybe we'll do a live Q&A or a live podcast out there.
We'll get a bottle of Tito's or maybe
we'll do that before
claws.
we go out. We'll do a live pre
like the
night on the town Saturday night or something.
Have you seen like the Jimmy Tater like drunk questions that they do? Dude, they're like the best videos ever, but that's what like we'll do. But they fucking go really hard, but we'll do that.
We'll do something like that. Anyway, make sure you guys follow the podcast, Not For The Week PC on Instagram, Twitter.
Get that Blast House.
Yeah, get that Blast House. Sign up, blasthouse.com. Launch is happening in like 2 weeks. I don't have the official date yet because I'm still waiting, but everything should be here next week. So 2 weeks, everything should be live on blasthouse.com. And follow Wes's new Instagram at fuckboy.fitness.
Fuckboy.fitness.
And make sure you guys subscribe to the new Not For The Week YouTube channel. All right, the link is below. We started a new channel separately just for the podcast. So follow that. And shout out to my boy Rob, who was a guest back in the day. Rob Tomasello and his wife Brianna, they started their new company, Love Snacks.
Oh, nice.
It's like this pre-made overnight oat with collagen.
Oh, nice.
So it's got like 20 grams of protein. It's really, really good. They sent me some to try out, and they're launching that soon. And so check that out. I'm gonna throw the link below as well, because they're good people. They're Not For The Week alumni. They were like one of our first guests, and they just started their new company, or they launched their new company that they talked about when they were on the podcast hella long ago. So check that out. But yeah,
fuck yeah! Shout out to them.
Shout out to them. Stay savage, my friends. We'll talk to you next time.
Peace.
I